the Center of Buddhism Studies from the Hong Kong University. So we have a science and Buddhism lab, and my work is on to using neuroimaging method to study Buddhism meditation, especially and the chanting, which is quite unique. So I think currently we have a trend that I'm a medical doctor before, but later I found the mental issues actually can cause physical problems, and that trend is more obvious nowadays. Okay. So I guess one of the problems nowadays, which is very obvious, is that we have much advanced in the material as compared to the mental or spiritual side. And this balance may cause some potential problems, such as that we have a rise of need in mindfulness in modern times. We have known that we have an integrative medicine center here. Also, John Kabat-Zinn is coming here many times. And we can see a surge of research on mindfulness. So we also did some work on the mindfulness using electroencephalogram, which is to measure the brain activity. So yeah, you can have a look there. And what we found that actually mindfulness, one of the reasons why mindfulness is so powerful is that, as we mentioned, there is the mental and physical part of our human, right? Everybody has two parts, subjective and objective, which is, if you go to your body, that will separately mention the mental part is operated by your brain, right? And your physical part, of course, your heart is the king. So we found that when you do mindfulness, and especially the body scan, your brain activity and your heart activity become more synchronized. So this is actually very important, because if you pay attention to what your thoughts and what your action and what you did, you find sometimes your mind and your body actually separate. For example, you're playing games or watching video for a very long time. Actually, it's purely for your mind. Your physical body sitting there actually not unhappy, but your mind is very happy. So many of the times, your body and mind, their need is kind of separated. And in doing mindfulness, especially body scan, actually can make your mind kind of connected to your own body, which at that situation, your mind is most settled down. So that is what we found. One of our theory on mindfulness, why it works so well. But after decades, nearly half a century work on mindfulness, and we see there are some limitations, of course. First, its effectiveness is not so high as, and also the key point is sometimes non-judgmental, which is very helpful. But we may have some other update. Why is that? Currently we are in a situation for the human or as a whole, we actually are in a situation more dangerous than any of our ancestors, right? So we have nuclear, AI out of control, bad chemical weapon, or genetic weapon like COVID or whatever. I think they can do it anyway, now or in the future. So also, of course, the climate change. So all these things are, even any of them can actually make the human perish, right? Currently, of course, the most issue is about AI, which is, of course, it can help us to diagnose disease, driving cars, translate languages, a lot of things it can do. But there are also kind of potential problems that could be unfair, discriminating, or making life and death decision, or there could be, or the loss would be out of the control, right? Which we don't know whether AI may have their consciousness or free will. So currently we're in a situation that human or our civilization actually in the crossroad. Maybe we really have to think about what will happen in the future, right? So it's something like we know that intelligence of AI is actually increasing very far more quickly than human beings, like 100 times than our intelligence. Our brain actually has been the same for hundreds or thousands of years, but AI can change very quickly, and in terms of intelligence, maybe very soon it's AI more like elephant, or the human beings is like a small ant. So we hope that AI won't. I don't think the AI will intentionally kill human being, but when it's too big, that may be happening accidentally, as Elon Musk or some also with, especially Jeff Hinton, right? He always thinks that it's kind of raise, even it's 10, like 20%, it's still a very dangerous road for us to follow. For example, if you go out, I will tell you, you have the 10% probability you may die. You will never go, right? But nowadays, actually, we are rushing that way. Not only China and the US, the rivalry, and they are trying to make AI as powerful as possible. So, and also sometimes different people has different ideas. And we human beings also have our own issue. So why all this happen? If we go to see, of course, all our decisions are made by our brain, and our brain actually evolved for millions, if not billions of years. So at the very beginning, where everybody was like this, in our mom's abdomen, which we call cytogenetic. That is our development actually will repeated the evolution of human species. Everybody is the same. And until nowadays, each of us has kind of 100 billions of similar number as the stars in our galaxy, and 100 trillions of synapses. So it's actually quite powerful of human beings as well, our brain. Actually, it's similar to the universe in some way. So the point is that we are in a critical point, that is we have to play previously the zero-sum competition. So the evolution, one animal will eat another animal, which is very fierce competition. Of course, that is not very good, but also under with this great pressure, actually, the intelligence of biology actually evolve very quickly and it become very powerful like this. But that way of life and death competition may be not able to continue because everybody actually, you think about China and the US or Russia, they can actually mutually destruct each other. So you can never do the similar way as before. If you want to see the human being or humanity can continue for the next 100 years, right? So our competition actually has go to a way of network. So everybody in a social network is more like the concept that it's similar to the Buddhism sense of self. Actually, in our brain, there's nowhere you can find the self or the leader. But at the same time, everybody could be the leader in a huge network. So talk about the artificial intelligence, it actually mimics the the neural network of the human brain. So this is AI, a typical transformer. It's better that the AI actually has a similar structure as human being or brain. It learns from the value of human beings. So that's why we have to select which way we're going to use our intelligence. Like the drone, we can use it to destroy enemies, or we can use it to help the agriculture to feed everybody. But of course, to make which selection, you still have to be a calm mind, because our mind is actually like a monkey mind. Sometimes you just can't even control yourself. So, and even you will feel kinds of angry, greed, or hatred, which is actually imprinted in our gene during the evolution. So how can we concentrate and make a wise decision or the kind of enlightenment? I can introduce a little bit about the brain. Our brain is actually never one single something. It's actually combined a lot of billions of neurons, and at least they're separated into 52 areas. Well, similar to the states in the USA. So each part actually has its own intention. So other we, the sense of me as a leader, you actually have to compromise or this your brain regions to make a right decision or concentrate their energy and resources, so you can really work out something or enlighten something or make some a magic response. Yes, so you really need to concentrate and heighten our mental capacity or in the spiritual side, or your concentration at least, right? Or you're like a drunk guy, you can't really do anything. So we actually have a small game here. It's called brain-computer interface. That with this is to measure your brain waves, and when you concentrate enough, you can actually fly a drone or a UFO. Yeah? Anyone like to have a try here? Yeah, you just concentrate, and then you can really show the power of your mind. That is how your brain works, really.
We need a volunteer.
Yeah, I need one volunteer.
A brave volunteer.
Yeah, you can you please sit there?
Yeah, please. Yes. Have fun.
So we're really to measure the brain wave, but which is very weak. That's why our brain actually costs a lot of energy. But still, it's very, very weak. So we need to clean here to make sure we can get the brain waves. Yeah. And also here. Yeah, should be fine. So you hold it, you hold it. Just like this. And then we're going to measure the attention. If the attention score is high enough, then you can fly it. Okay. Now please close your eye and imagine you can fly the UFO. Ready? Okay, let's go. Connection is not very good. Okay, please hold it. The contact is not very good, which is very common in brainwave measurement, because we really need a very good contact before we can get the brain waves. Okay, now it works. Can you please concentrate? Yeah, and imagine it can fly. Okay, let's go. Wow. Anyone else like to try? Yeah, you want to try? So thank you so much. What's your name?
Katie.
Katie. Oh, wow, wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, please sit here.
Does it help if everyone else concentrates with me?
Yeah.
We can try that.
Let's do it together. Let's concentrate. What's your name?
Kim.
Kim. Concentrate on
Kim.
Kim. And transfer our power.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Help her.
Does it matter at hearing aid?
Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine. your mind to fly it. Actually, our mind control your body in a similar way, but it's by nerves. But now we can by wireless or by computer. Please hold it. Okay. So close your eye and concentrate to imagine that the UFO can fly. Okay, let's go.
That's quick.
That's it. We can try it again. Yeah.
Again.
And you're not making it out.
We're showing your concentration index. When it's high enough, and then it will fly. Yeah. Let's do it again. Okay, let's go. Wow. Thank you so much.
Movie, wicked.
Yeah, this show very vividly. Actually, our mind began to influence or control your body or even control others. By the similar way, it begins from your mind and actually from your brain electrical activity. So hopefully we can do meditation good enough so your brain wave won't be too chaotic here and there like a monkey. We hope that you can, through meditation like from Venerable Mingyuan or any other meditation or chanting or even any other spiritual practice. So in the long run, we hope that the general spirituality of human beings will increase so that AI actually learn from our data. Hopefully their level of moral compassion can be high enough to not just accidentally kill here and there, right? So that's safer for our human as well. Yeah, the AI is like a dragon. We have to increase our spirituality like an angel so that we can coexist and do something great. And of course, we shall control our anger, which is actually very easy to happen. There are many ways in that, but basically we have to understand anger and in Mindfulness 2.0, the difference is that we focus more on the philosophically understanding the anger or even like from, for example, from the evolutionary way, we know the anger sometimes helps, especially in our paths of evolution. But in the future, we may really have to pay attention and be careful because anger, like a fire, because everybody can be very powerful actually in the future. So if we don't manage anger good enough, that's really some kind of danger may happen to human kind as a whole. So that's why we have to cultivate the compassion and empathy toward ourselves and toward others, right? Okay, for other part, I will go very quickly. So we do some spiritual chanting, like in our case, it's chanting Buddha's name, and we found actually this can actually help you relieve the pain or negative events. For example, you see this, you feel unhappy, right? But if you're chanting some spiritual figures like Buddha, God, or whatever, so as compared to chanting Santa Claus, right? We have a control condition. And you will see that when you see something dangerous or very negative, you have a brain response here. And also here, even you're chanting Santa Claus, but that response actually disappears when you're chanting the Buddha's name. So that means the chanting spiritually can actually help you. Yeah, this place is actually in the brain stem. We call it the lotus coeruleus. So this is actually very deep in our brain stem, which means spiritual chanting or religious chanting can somehow affect us fundamentally. That's why you say sometimes a religious figure can even devote their life for something, not only in Buddhism, but also in Christian, but nowadays especially in Muslim, right? So there is reason for that. So we have such a, actually chanting or prayer is very popular globally. So BBC has visitors. If you have interest, you can have a look about chanting and praying. Yeah, hopefully we can see the non-killing principle in Buddhism can be fostered among humanity, so that hopefully the AI, because AI you can't directly tell him to kill a lot. It is learning based on data from human. So it's better that we cultivate, or even we ourselves stop killing, and then maybe the AI generated from us our knowledge. Hopefully the AI would also stop killing. That's maybe good for human in the long-term existence. Like an elephant, if he knows that he has to be careful on the ant, so he will just step away. Even the ant is nothing important, he will not kill it. So anyway, there's a long way to go in that way. So really we need multidisciplinary collaboration between the neuroscience, Buddhism, engineer, like psychology, a lot of work, and AI engineer, of course. So we have some papers, if you like, you can have a look. Yeah, for Q&A, we will have all together, right? Okay, yeah, thank you.